Yoichi Asagi, the striker, and his team trailed 1-0 in the prefectural high school tournament finals. Following his coach's advice about the value of football as a team sport, Asagi chooses to pass the ball to a wide-open teammate rather than attempt the shot himself. Unfortunately, team member fails to capitalize on the opportunity. The opponent takes the ball the other way, with their striker, Ryosuke Kira kicking the match-clinching goal to advance to the national tournament. Later, Asagi was invited by the Japan Football Union. He learns that he is one of 300 strikers chosen to participate in Blue Lock, a tough soccer training program located in a distant location. The program, led by Jinpachi Igo, strives to cultivate the best striker for Japan's national football team. The stakes are high, with the program winner getting the coveted position of starting striker for Japan while the others are barred from representing their country. The first challenge at Blue Lock is a game of tag in which getting hit by a kickball causes a certain person to be the tagged one. The person who was tagged after the timer ran out gets eliminated from the tournament. Gurumu Igarashi, the lowest-ranked striker, begins as the next tag, to which Asagi is eventually tagged. Instead of eliminating Igarashi while he is defenseless, Asagi takes a chance and targets a tougher opponent. Asagi manages to tag Kira just before time runs out, removing him from the game. Henri, the new recruit and inventor of Blue Lock, attacked the board for their style of thinking during a meeting at JFU. Meanwhile, back at Blue Lock, Igo stated to Kira that his lack of egoism rendered him ineligible to be the ultimate striker, which led to his dismissal from the squad. The remaining 11 members would join Team Z and live together, with a message emphasizing the need of collaboration and occasional betrayals. Following that, the players practiced and ate together. Asagi rehearsed at night with his teammate Meguru Bachira, who revealed that he sensed an inner monster leading him towards the optimal course of action. Igo then emphasized that Team Z contained all of the lowest-rated players since teams were assigned depending on player rank. He also described the following trial, a group play event comprising the other 4 teams in their building, 1 of 5, with only the top 2 teams progressing. Because all of the players were forwards, Igo assigned them to study the game from the ground up. Team Z prepared for their first game against Team X. Before the game, Igo stated that, in addition to the 2 winning teams, the top scorers from the eliminated teams would also progress. The game began with teammates competing to see who could score the most points in progress. Team X, on the other hand, began to play as a cohesive one, with Shohei Baru scoring the first goal as the catalyst. Meanwhile, Team Z's internal strife persisted, allowing Team X to take a dominant 5-0 lead. When Asagi saw the 0 on the scoreboard, he took Igo's instruction to play soccer from 0 to mean scoring the first goal. Team Z managed to avoid a shutout with a goal by Kunigami just before the final whistle, resulting in a 5-1 scoreline. After the match, Reichi confronted Asagi, demanding an explanation for passing the ball to Kunigami instead of him, even though Reichi had been more open. Baru thinks Asagi is not suitable to be a striker as he gets nervous in front of the goal. In the locker room, Asagi explained his conclusion regarding Igo's advice to play soccer from 0, using Baru's goal as an example. Igo then clarified that Asagi was partially correct, but the message actually related to the open-ended nature of a striker's role. Igo pointed out that Japanese athletes tend to excel when they have defined roles, but they may struggle in sports like soccer that rely heavily on open-ended roles. Asagi, who is battling psychologically, approaches to Kunigami and asks why he plays soccer. Kunigami says that he looks up to strikers as real-life superheroes and hopes to be one. He also adds that goal scorers gain points at Blue Lock, which may be utilized to improve their quality of life. Kunigami used his points to treat Asagi to a steak as a thank you for his assistance. Kunigami also recognizes Asagi's exceptional aptitude for intuitively understanding where to go with the ball to score goals. The following day, Team Z and Team Y engage in a crucial match, essentially an elimination game since both teams performed poorly in their previous matches. Team Z initiates their position rotation strategy, with Bachira starting as the striker. However, Bachira encounters difficulties as his shots are consistently blocked. In response, Team Y implements their plan focused on defense, with the intention of stealing the ball and executing long passes to their best player, Hibiki Okawa. Okawa successfully scores on a breakaway, granting Team Y a 1-0 lead. With the advantage, Team Y employs stall tactics by passing the ball around to consume time. Nevertheless, Team Z manages to regain possession and equalizes the match with a goal from Jin Gagamaru. During the sequence, Asagi keenly observes that Okawa's teammate, Iki Niko, is the true leader of the team, calling the shots. With the match tied at 1-1, Team Y continues to play defense until the last minute. By luring Team Z into the offensive zone, Team Y rushes towards the goal, and Niko passes the ball to Okawa for a wide-open shot to score the game-winning goal. However, just in time, Asagi manages to run back and block Okawa's shot, gaining possession of the ball. Asagi completes a long pass to Kunigami, who then passes the ball to Bachira and, in turn, to Asagi, who scores, giving Team Z the victory with a final score of 2-1. Afterwards, the team celebrates their win with a potluck. That night, Hilma Chidri tells Asagi that he tore his ACL a year ago and fears that he might tear it again, potentially ending his playing career. Asagi advises Chidri that he needs to be prepared to sacrifice everything to succeed in the sport. The next day, Igo releases new rankings, and Asagi is now recognized as Team Z's top player. Igo explains that each player possesses different talents, which they must figure out how to utilize effectively. The current standings reveal Team V at the top, having won both of their matches, while the other 4 teams have 1 win each. Team Z enters their match against Team W with a sense of great urgency, knowing that their final match will be against Team V, the dominant team in the block. Team Z manages to take a 3-0 lead into halftime over Team W, thanks to a hat trick scored by Wataru Kwan. However, that lead is quickly erased at the start of the second half. Asagi notices that Team W is perfectly positioned to counter Team Z's strategy, and Kwan intentionally makes mistakes, allowing the Wanima twins to score easy goals for Team W. Asagi correctly deduces that Kwan is betraying the team. Kwan explains that he struck a deal with the Wanima twins, allowing Team W to win in exchange for Kwan advancing as Team Z's leading goal scorer. Consequently, Kwan scored 3 goals in the first half, and then he would give away Team Z's strategy. Now aware that the match is 10 against 12, Asagi scrambles to devise a new strategy. Trailing 4-3 due to Kwan's disclosure of Team Z's strategy to Team W, Chidri reminisces about his soccer career when he was hailed as a genius and played alongside the Wanima twins in high school. As a renowned player recognized for his speed, Chidri's progress was halted by a torn ACL, which forced him to put his career on hold. He has since been holding back, fearing a potential re-injury that could prematurely end his soccer journey. In need of a new strategy that Kwan cannot counter, Team Z places their hopes on Chidri since Kwan does not know about Chidri's injury. As the match enters stoppage time, Asagi passes the ball to the opposite side of the field. Embracing Asagi's advice to be ready to risk everything, Chidri seizes the ball with his speed and scores the equalizing goal in the final minute, resulting in a 4-4 draw to conclude the match. Following the game, Team W confronts and assaults Kwan for his failure to inform them about Chidri. Sometime later, Kwan attempts to negotiate a similar arrangement with Tsurugi Zantetsu, Nagi Seishiro, and Mikage Ryo from Team V, but they show no interest. Overhearing their conversation and troubled by their perspective on the game, Asagi confronts Team V to criticize their commitment to soccer. Ryo shares his soccer journey in a flashback, revealing that his interest in the sport was ignited while watching the World Cup. However, his father had different aspirations for him and aimed for Ryo to take over their family's company as CEO. Unsupportive of Ryo's soccer dreams, his father disapproved of his pursuit. Despite this setback, fate intervened when Ryo crossed paths with Nagi, and their encounter led to them becoming teammates. They formed a bond that would shape their journey together. As Team Z prepares for their crucial final match against Team V, which holds the key to their advancement, Ego delivers a significant message to the team. He highlights the need for consistency for a striker, stating that the goals they have scored thus far cannot be simply reproduced. This revelation prompts Asagi to seek advice from Baru regarding consistency. Witnessing Baru score twice against him during practice, Asagi gains valuable insights into the mechanics required to consistently replicate successful goals. With this newfound knowledge, Asagi embarks on the path to mastering the art of consistently scoring goals. The following day arrives, marking the highly anticipated match between Team Z and Team V equipped with a strategy that does not rely on Kwan. Team Z initially executes their plan effectively. However, a crucial shot goes amiss, leading to a pivotal moment. Seizing the opportunity presented by the missed shot, Ryo exhibits remarkable vision and skill, completing a daring long pass across the field to Nagi, positioned on the opposite side. Nagi is able to control the ball perfectly and scores the first goal of the match for Team V, altering the course of the game. Team V extends their lead to 3-0 when Nagi once again capitalizes on the same pass, while Zantetsu utilizes his speed to exploit Team Z's focus on Nagi and scores from long range. Recognizing the ineffectiveness of their tactics, Bachir unleashes his monstrous nature in the heat of battle, sending a powerful message to Team Z, urging them to tap into their hidden potential and transcend ordinary limits. Dribbling past Ryo and outmaneuvering Zantetsu with a deceptive move, Bachir expertly lobbed the ball over Team V's goalkeeper, reducing Team V's lead to 3-1. This inspiring display prompts Team Z to follow Bachir's lead, triggering the awakening of their latent abilities. Amidst the rejuvenated spirit, Kunigami cleverly scores with a mid-range shot, deceiving the goalkeeper through the absence of spin, narrowing the score to 3-2 as halftime approaches. The second half commences with Kagamaru's shot being blocked by Zantetsu, and Asagi seizes the rebound. However, his momentary hesitation allowed Team V to steal the ball. Reichi skillfully intimidates Ryo, resulting in a yellow card for Ryo due to an elbowing incident. Chidri takes the subsequent free kick, capitalizing on his exceptional top speed despite Zantetsu's superior acceleration. Chidri delivers a precise pass to a remote location on the field, accessible only to him, successfully equalizing the score at 3-3. Despite their previous dominance, Team V rises to Team Z's new might and endures a stunning shift in their game. Nagi's goal puts Team V ahead, an impressive performance given the extremely tight angle from which he fired. Nagi's perspective on football shifts dramatically as he discovers new interest in a sport he previously shows no interest. In response to Team V's goal, Chidri, with Asagi's assistance, executes another impressive long pass to himself, expertly blocking Nagi from reaching the ball, and takes a shot on goal. Unfortunately, the ball hit on the post. However, Kagamaru seizes the rebound and fires a shot, only to be met by an exceptional block from Ryo. Capitalizing on the subsequent rebound, Kunigami confidently strikes the ball into the net, successfully equalizing the score at 4-4. Witnessing the passion and determination exhibited by his teammates, Kwan recollects a time when he was fervently enthusiastic about football. However, his overly domineering demeanor alienated those around him, leaving him estranged from his teammates. As the match enters stoppage time, Nagi breaks free for an apparent easy goal, but Kwan tackles him, earning himself a red card. During the resulting free kick just outside the penalty box, Kagamaru valiantly blocked Nagi's shot mere moments before it would have found the back of the net. Asagi seized the rebound at a crucial time, assuming leadership in a final, desperate attempt to score the game-winning goal that would send Team Z into the next round. As Team Z moves down the pitch, Asagi grabs the lead. Using his foresight, he spots a location to the left of Chidori and Kunigami, in front of the net, and correctly predicts that Team V will assign defenders to mark them. He does not, however, see Nagi, who is marking him. After carefully contemplating his alternatives, Asagi decided to risk it all with a volley, also known as direct shot, which resulted in the match's winning goal. Following the completion of the first selection, both Team V and Team Z advance, securing the first and second positions respectively. Junichi Wanima, Nico, and Baru also progressed as the top scorers from the eliminated teams. In preparation for the second selection, Ego ensures that the remaining strikers undergo physical conditioning. After some time, the remaining strikers gather, and Ego reveals that all the buildings at Blue Lock were intentionally labeled as Building 5 to create a sense of inferiority among everyone. He then explains that the purpose of the first selection was to help the participants comprehend the essence of being a striker. The second selection has a total of 5 stages, where only teams of 5 strikers will be able to reach the final stage. Asagi enters a little football field in the first stage, where he notices a hologram of Blue Lockman, as well as a holographic fence and goal zone. Given a 90-minute time limit to score 100 goals, Asagi completes the round successfully, improving his shooting talents. On the second stage, he meets Nagi and Ryo, among other characters. A message invites them to form groups of 3 in order to advance. Soon later, Bachira comes and quickly joins forces with Asagi. Nagi sends an invitation to Asagi, who rejects it because he has already planned to ask Kunigami or Chidori to be their third member. However, Nagi joins their squad instead, leaving Ryo behind. Advancing to the third stage waiting area, they encounter a formidable team comprising Rin Itachi, Zubei Aryu, and Aoshi Tokumitsu, the highest-ranked players. Ego then explained that they have the freedom to choose their opponents. The team that scores 5 goals first will emerge victorious, with the winning team granted the opportunity to select a member from the losing team. Asagi and his team deliberate and decide to compete against Rin's team. The match commences with Asagi's team, dressed in white, facing off against Rin's team, dressed in red. Team White collaboratively scores a goal, but the game becomes tied when Rin lands a shot straight from the kickoff. In the subsequent round, Bachira passes the ball to Asagi, only for Aryu to intercept it using his towering height and long limbs, stealing the ball and scoring. Moving on, Bachira tries to outmaneuver Tokumitsu in the next round, but Tokumitsu's initially timid and nervous demeanor transforms into a display of monstrous speed and strength, overpowering both Bachira and Asagi to score. Nagi attempts to devise a formation among the 3 of them to neutralize their opponent's individual strengths, enabling them to score. Rin makes another shot during kickoff, but Asagi blocks it, sending the ball out of bounds. Despite Team White's belief that they have Rin under control, his skill in curving shots allows him to effortlessly score from the corner. With Team Red needing just one more goal, Team White employs their formation once again. Bachira passes the ball to Asagi, with Rin positioning himself behind him. Despite Asagi's belief that the space was open for a scorer, Rin successfully steals the ball and scores the winning goal for Team Red. They chose Bachira to join their team and progress to the next stage. Asagi and Nagi realize they are being tested based on their unique talents when they return to the second stage. Asagi is shocked to learn that Baru and Asahi Naruhaya, another member of Team Z, are among those who did not make the cut. Despite Baru's great shooting abilities, he was passed over because of his egocentric outlook. Asagi is approached by Naruhaya as they are practicing. The two decide to compete against one another and they are aware that a loss may result in their expulsion from Blue Lock due to their inferior skills compared to Baru and Nagi's. At the beginning of the match, Baru takes the ball from Nagi, demonstrating his enhanced shooting range, and scores a goal. In the subsequent round, Asagi passes to Nagi, who utilizes his precise control to bypass Baru, allowing him to score. Later on, Baru seizes the ball but refuses to pass it to Naruhaya. Asagi steals the ball and passes it to Nagi, resulting in another goal. Baru becomes enraged and attempts a shot from the kickoff in the next round, but misses the target. Asagi rushes for the ball but is outrun by Naruhaya, who passes it to Baru for a goal. Naruhaya reveals that they challenged Asagi and Nagi because they were aware of Asagi's inability to score alone. After receiving a pass from Baru, Naruhaya evades Asagi and takes a shot. Despite the fact that Naruhaya's shot struck the post, Baru gained control and scored. The following round, Nagi receives a pass from Asagi as they quickly move toward the goal, and Nagi scores. From the kickoff, Baru takes one more shot, but Nagi stops it. When Asagi attempts to take possession of the ball, Naruhaya takes it and hands it to Baru, who scores. Asagi understands that Naruhaya frequently places himself in Asagi's blind area so he may approach covertly, much like Rin. Nagi scores once more to tie the score. It is revealed that Naruhaya's strong desire to succeed stems from his determination to support his struggling family after their parents' deaths. Baru makes another attempt to shoot from the kickoff, but only managed to hit the post. Following Asagi's example of the direct shot, Naruhaya takes a shot but hits the post. Nagi gains possession of the ball, and Asagi heads towards the net, causing Baru to follow him. Observing Baru changing targets, Asagi swiftly moves towards the net, imitating Naruhaya's footwork. Nagi passes the ball, and Asagi scores, securing victory for their team. Naru Haya expresses regret over his missed shot, while Asagi believes that either team could have emerged as the winner. However, Naru Haya declares Asagi the superior player. Asagi chooses Baru to join their team and expresses gratitude to Naru Haya for assisting him in his improvement. On the previous day, Kunigami and Chidri, angered by Bachira and Asagi's departure, approached Ryo and convinced him to join their side in order to defeat Nagi for abandoning them. At a JFU meeting, Henri reported that in Blue Lock, different players going against and working with each other is how they will find the best. The board disagrees and wants the most talented player available. Ego criticizes them for wanting someone who may seem successful but will suffer due to a lack of preparation. To him, talent isn't being born with gifts or physicality, but the skills to improve them. Asagi and Nagi discover that Baru is particularly focused on maintaining a disciplined routine, whether it be in terms of cleanliness or rigorous training. It is his self-discipline that has contributed to his developing shooting abilities and physical condition. While at the public bath, Asagi is surprised to find that Kunigami and Chidri are still in the third stage of Blue Lock. Joined by the rest of their respective teams, they all agree to play against each other. Meanwhile, Tokumitsu and Aryu struggle to find a team willing to face them without fear, and Bachira attempts to show Rin that soccer can be enjoyable and not solely a competitive endeavor. At the beginning of the match, Baru takes possession of the ball, and Kunigami marks him closely. Baru's unwillingness to pass allows Ryo to bypass Asagi, steal the ball, and pass it to Chidri, who outpaces Nagi and scores the first goal. Asagi passed to Baru in order to have a clear run at goal, but Baru doesn't return the pass. In the end, Kunigami ends up stealing the ball and scores the second goal. Asagi passes to Nagi in the subsequent round, and Nagi scores after successfully dodging Chidri. Asagi tries to work with Baru once more, but the latter is certain that he would rather lose than alter his playing strategy. However, Baru bitterly admits that he is not succeeding purely due to his abilities. In the next round, when Ryo gains possession of the ball, Asagi realizes that he is the connection between Kunigami and Chidri due to his balanced skills rather than specialization. Chidri receives the ball and passes it in front of the net, where Kunigami scores with a header. Asagi decides that instead of adapting to Baru, he will make Baru follow his lead. He deceives Baru and their opponents by pretending to pass to him, allowing Nagi to take possession. Despite being surrounded and with Baru calling for the ball, Nagi passes to an unmarked Asagi, who scores. In the subsequent round, Baru takes the ball but is closely marked by Kunigami and Ryo. Asagi seizes the opportunity, takes the ball, and passes it to Nagi, who scores. However, Chidri uses a new technique, a gentle kick, to maintain his speed while dribbling and scores on his own. Baru made a shot at the goal right at the kickoff but hit the post. Subsequently, Ryo receives the ball from Kunigami after he has recovered it. Ryo attempts to pass it to Chidri, while Baru is closely pursuing him to get a goal-scoring opportunity. However, Baru felt intimidated by Asagi and passed to him instead, and he effectively ties the score. While Baru mulls over his feelings, Asagi and Nagi plan in silence, not letting Baru know what they have in mind. The game resumes as Ryo takes control of the ball and attempts to pass it to Chidri after maneuvering behind Nagi towards the goal. However, Nagi intercepts the pass, and Baru gains possession of the loose ball. Refusing to be reduced to a secondary role, Baru dashes down the field, fully awakened, and outmaneuvers Kunigami with a chop move, followed by another chop move to deceive Ryo. Finally, Baru scores the decisive goal, securing victory for their team. Afterward, Baru explains to Asagi and Nagi that he had been the main protagonist on the field all along, but they were the first to steal the spotlight from him. While observing the match, Ego explains to Henri that handling defeat is a crucial aspect, as Baru showcased resilience during that particular game. Asagi chooses Chidri because he thinks he can create the best chemistry on the squad. Unexpectedly, Nagi breaks up with Ryo for good as he thinks Ryo is being annoying. On the other side, Asagi, Nagi, Baru, and Chidri advance to the fourth stage to take on Bachira, Rin, Aryu, and Tokumitsu. As Asagi's team takes a break in the restroom, Asagi and Baru engage in a conversation about the style of football they aspire to play. Baru asks this, as he intends to absorb Asagi's skills in the upcoming match. Meanwhile, Bachira prepares for the game and reflects on his life. He developed a deep passion for football from a young age but often played alone due to other boys perceiving him as a monster. Bachira's mother is a renowned painter. After his mother painted a picture for him, he started envisioning a monster and played against it during solitary practice sessions. Blue Lock presented him with an opportunity to play football in his own unique way. Asagi leaves the restroom and encounters Rin and Bachira in the hallway. He declares his determination to win and bring Bachira back to his team. Bachira kicks off the game between Rin's squad, which is differentiated by red jerseys, and Asagi's team, which is represented by white jerseys. Asagi successfully steals the ball in a startling maneuver. He quickly passes it to Nagi, who then makes a well-placed pass while accounting for Chidri's quickness in getting to the desired location. Team White earns the first goal after Chidri receives the ball and scores. During the subsequent possession, Asagi diligently marks Bachira. However, Bachira manages to release the ball with a no-look pass that Aryu reaches first. Aryu swiftly passes to Tokimitsu, who assists Rin in executing a precisely calculated play, resulting in a goal. Following a brief break to strategize, Asagi explains the exceptional vision possessed by Rin. In an attempt to catch the opponents off guard, Asagi secretly tries to position himself to receive a long pass from Chidri while the attention of the opposition is focused on Nagi. However, Rin remains unperturbed and intercepts the pass. Rin then passes to Bachira, who skillfully sends a high pass that only Airyu can reach, leading to another successful goal. Nagi reflects on how Bachira's performance is fueling his competitive spirit. On the subsequent possession, Team White employs the same play, but this time with the objective of setting up Nagi. Nagi receives the pass and skillfully deceives Rin, seizing the opportunity to score, thereby equalizing the match at 2-2. Henri saw Nagi's goal during the game as a supernatural occurrence, which Ego refuted by calling Henri an average person for being amazed by such skill. The following play begins with Rin passing the ball to Tokimitsu, who quickly passes it to Airyu and back to Rin again. By pretending to dribble, Rin caught Asagi off guard by passing the ball to Bachira, which ultimately leads to a goal. Team White regroups and strategizes, searching for a way to evade Rin's exceptional vision. The game resumes, and Team White employs their tactic to attempt to set up Asagi within Rin's blind spot. However, Rin anticipates the move and stealthily positions himself in front of Asagi. Nevertheless, Baru intercepts the ball from Asagi, capitalizing on Rin's failure to account for his selfish playing style and thus equalizing the score at 3-3. During the ensuing kickoff, Nagi and Chidri exchanged marking assignments, confusing Team Red by both targeting Bachira. This creates an opportunity for Baru to steal the ball and embark on a breakaway. However, Rin quickly reacts to Baru and successfully kicked the ball out of bounds, thwarting Baru's goal-scoring attempt. The match resumes with a throw-in, and Team Red capitalizes on Team White's fatigue, exploiting Tokimitsu's fresh energy as he seizes the ball and breaks away. This results in Baru and Chidri committing fouls that earn them yellow cards. Taking the free kick, Rin skillfully launches the ball with precision over Asagi, and it gracefully descends into the net, granting Team Red a 4-3 lead. Asagi receives the kickoff and sneaks down the touchline before handing the ball to Chidri. Asagi takes a clever stance and makes space on the field. However, he is being approached from behind by Rin in an attempt to disarm him. Asagi sees this play coming and swiftly turns his back on the goal before expertly shooting with his back heel to score and tie the game at 4-4. The match has finally reached its climax as the winner will eventually be decided by the subsequent goal. Play resumes with Tokimitsu assuming the kickoff and passing the ball to Rin. Rin then executes a high pass to Airyu, taking advantage of Airyu's impressive jumping ability. Airyu subsequently passes the ball to Bachira. However, Chidri intercepts the ball, successfully stealing it from Bachira. Asagi and Baru engage in a series of skillful passes back and forth. Bachira attempts a tackle on Asagi, but Asagi evades it and takes a shot at the goal. However, in the nick of time, Rin blocks the shot with his head. Bachira seizes the opportunity, takes control of the ball, and breaks away towards the opposing goal. In the process, he metaphorically sheds the inner monster that haunts him, finding his true focus and determination to score. Bachira takes the shot, but Asagi manages to block it, thwarting Bachira's attempt. However, Rin is able to score the game-winning goal for his side since the ball luckily lands in front of him. Rin selects Asagi to join their squad as he finally acknowledges talents. Despite their discouragement, Chidri, Baru, and Nagi disregard Asagi's words of support and let him join Rin's squad. Asagi tries to comprehend how Rin managed to outperform him, but Rin only says it was luck. Ego gives a speech on the subject, arguing that luck is a useful aspect that is not just accidental. He notes how Rin, despite the uncertainty of the ball's direction, sees the chance to race to where he thought it might fall. To start the third selection of Blue Lock, the new team now faces the World Five, consisting of Spain's Leonardo Luna, England's Adam Blake, Argentina's Pablo Cabassos, Brazil's Dada Silva, and France's prodigious star Julian Loki. During a break, Asagi inquires about Rin's relationship with his brother, to which Rin states that they are not antagonistic but rather competitive. As the match begins, Bachira skillfully dribbles past Cabassos and passes the ball to Rin, who scores the first goal against the Five. Despite scoring the opening goal, the team swiftly succumbs to the World Five's superior talents and loses with a 1-5 score. All the team members are humbled by the defeat, except Rin, who doesn't handle it well. The Blue Lock initiative is seriously discussed during a JFU meeting as a result of its exorbitant costs and the board members' lack of faith. Ego makes the decision to highlight Blue Lock's training results and offers a solution to keep the program alive. After facing the World Five, the team then proceeded to the next stage of the selection process and encountered the remaining 6 teams. Among them are Nagi, Baru, Chidri, Zantetsu, Miko, Reichi, Gagamaru, Wanima, Igarashi, and Ryo. Asagi approaches Ryo to inquire about Kunigami, who didn't make the cut. However, his teammate, the eccentric and aggressive Ryusei Shido, antagonizes Asagi by claiming responsibility for Kunigami's elimination, which angers Chidri and Bachira. Ego informs the finalists about a change in the upcoming selection round. They will now compete against Japan's under-20 team, which includes Rin's brother, Sei Itachi. If they lose, the Blue Lock program will be terminated, but if they win, they will take the under-20 team's positions. Ego expresses his belief in their abilities and emphasizes his faith that they can emerge victorious.
How was the video? We hope it was good. If so, please check these videos. Also, please comment down your thoughts and your suggestions for future videos. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing now to show the support to our channel. We hope to see you soon with another video right in this channel. Have a nice day.